In this tutorial, I want to show you how to apply weight to your animation by changing this bright and quite cartoony looking bouncing ball into something that looks a lot more solid and heavy. Earlier, I talked about how you should keep in mind that weight can be depicted by simply depicting opposing forces. So in this case, what I want to show is that gravity is a stronger force than the upward bounce of the ball. First of all, what I'll do is I'll just delete all these frames or drawings up to this first bounce, the first contact point with the ground. I'm going to right click and then hit clear keyframe. Now I've just got this first inward arc. And this here was the first path that I used to plot out the original animation, but I'm not really going to follow that arc. I think what I want to happen here is just have the ball bounce once and then roll to a stop. Maybe bounce once or twice, but that's about it. So I'm literally going to go ahead and create a new keyframe and drag the ball into a position like this. This is going to be a very small bounce because I want to give the impression of a heavy ball and I don't really want it springing up high. I'll give a little bit of hang time in the air by keeping these frames close together like this. And then the next frame is the contact position again, so it's really just a small bounce. What I'm doing here by creating keyframes as I go along is often known as or called animating straight ahead. This is in contrast to the process of creating a start key, then an end key, and animating the in-betweens in reference to those two keys, which is how I did the previous version of this bouncing ball. That manner of animating is called pose to pose, and it's a really good way to work if you want to make sure that you stay on your arcs, get your spacing all even and correct. But if you want to have more flexibility in terms of how your animation will turn out, like I'm doing here, where I'm kind of feeling it out as I go along. If you want to work like that, it's called animating straight ahead. So now for these last few frames, I want to slow into the end. So for each of these, I'm going to space them incrementally closer together until I get to the last one. And now I'm going to play it back. And yeah, there you go. You can see that it looks like it's got a bit of weight. The bounce really looks like the ball is dense and solid. Compare it again to the squash and stretch treatment on this sequence. Hopefully it's evident that you can see how factors such as squash and stretch, timing and spacing, and weight can really create different feelings in your animation.